Hello, level casters. Today, we learn about a special time. It was a time of big changes. It was called the Renaissance. This word, Renaissance, renaissance, means rebirth in French. People felt like they were waking up. They were rediscovering old ideas. This was after a long time called the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages were before the Renaissance. Many people lived in small towns. Life was often hard. Not many people could read or write. Most art was about religion. But then, things started to change. People began to think differently. They looked back to ancient Greece and Rome. These were old, powerful civilizations. They had great art and thinking. People in the Renaissance wanted to bring these ideas back. They wanted to learn more. They wanted to create new things. This was a very exciting time. It started in Italy. Italy had many old Roman buildings. These buildings reminded people of the past. Rich families in Italy helped artists. They paid them to make beautiful things. This made art grow. This time was important for Europe. It changed how people saw the world. It changed art, science, and learning. It was a new beginning for many. We will explore this amazing period. We will see how it shaped our world. Get ready to discover the wonders of the Renaissance. This was a period of great creativity. People started to value human ideas. They valued human achievements. This new way of thinking was called humanism, humanism. Humanism focused on people. It focused on their potential. It was different from the past. Before, the focus was mostly on God. Now, people thought about human life. They thought about human experiences. This was a big shift. It changed many things. It changed how artists painted. It changed how writers wrote. It changed how scientists thought. The Renaissance was a true turning point. It was a bridge between the old and the new. It laid the foundation for modern times. It was a time of great exploration. People explored new lands. They also explored new ideas. This led to many discoveries. It was truly a rebirth of knowledge. The Renaissance began in Florence, Italy. Florence was a rich city. It had powerful families. The Medici family, Medici, was very important. They were bankers. They had a lot of money. They loved art and learning. They supported many artists. They paid artists to paint and sculpt. This made Florence a center for art. Many famous artists lived there. One famous artist was Leonardo da Vinci. He was a genius. Genius. A genius is someone very smart. He painted the Mona Lisa. He also studied science. He drew flying machines. He studied the human body. He was a true Renaissance man. Another great artist was Michelangelo. He sculpted David. He painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. This chapel is in Rome. His art was very strong. It showed human beauty. It showed human emotion. These artists used new techniques. They used perspective. Perspective. Perspective made paintings look real. It made things look far or near. It added depth to the art. Before, paintings looked flat. Now, they looked like windows. This was a big change in art. People loved this new style. It made art more exciting. Writers also became famous. William Shakespeare lived later, but his plays showed Renaissance ideas. He wrote about human feelings. He wrote about love, hate, and power. His words are still famous today. The Renaissance was not only about art. It was also about science. People started to question old ideas. They observed the world carefully. They did experiments. Copernicus was a scientist. He said the Earth goes around the sun. Before, people thought the sun went around the Earth. This was a big idea. It changed how people saw the universe. Gutenberg invented the printing press. This was a very important invention. A printing press makes many books quickly. Before, books were written by hand. This took a long time. Now, books were cheaper. More people could read. More people could learn new ideas. Knowledge spread faster. This was a revolution. Revolution. A revolution is a big, fast change. The printing press helped the Renaissance grow. It helped new ideas spread everywhere. It helped people share their discoveries. The Renaissance spread across Europe. It did not stay only in Italy. From Italy, ideas moved north. They went to France, England, and Germany. Each country added its own style. In the Netherlands, artists painted everyday life. They painted normal people. They painted their homes. This was different from Italian art. Italian art often showed gods or important people. Northern Renaissance art was more realistic. It showed details very well. Think about famous works. The Sistine Chapel ceiling is a masterpiece. Michelangelo painted it. It shows stories from the Bible. The figures are strong and beautiful. They look alive. David is another masterpiece. Michelangelo sculpted it from marble. It shows a young man. He is strong and ready for battle. It represents human strength. It shows human perfection. These works are still famous. People travel far to see them. They are symbols of the Renaissance. The Mona Lisa is a mystery. Leonardo da Vinci painted her. Her smile is famous. It is a very soft smile. Is she happy? Is she sad? No one knows for sure. These artworks show new ways of thinking. They show the value of people. They show the beauty of the human body. They show the power of human ideas. The Renaissance also brought new ways of thinking about religion. The Reformation began. This was a time when people questioned the church. Martin Luther was an important figure. He wanted to change the church. He wanted people to read the Bible themselves. The printing press helped his ideas spread. This led to new churches. This was another big change. It showed people wanted freedom. They wanted freedom to think. They wanted freedom to believe. The Renaissance was a time of discovery. Columbus sailed to America. He found a new world. This changed maps. It changed trade. It changed how people saw the earth. It showed that the world was bigger. It had more places to explore. All these events happened around the same time. They were all part of the Renaissance spirit. They were all about new ideas. They were all about human potential. The Renaissance slowly ended, but its impact was huge. It changed Europe forever. It changed how people learned. It changed how people created. It changed how people thought. Many of our modern ideas started then. Science grew stronger. Art became more diverse. Education became more important. The Renaissance laid the groundwork. It prepared the way for the future. It led to the Age of Enlightenment. This was another time of new ideas. It led to the scientific revolution. This was a time of great discoveries. The Renaissance showed the power of human curiosity. It showed the power of human creativity. It showed that people can achieve great things. We still see its influence today. When you look at beautiful art, think of the Renaissance. When you read a good book, think of the printing press. When you learn about science, think of the new ideas. The Renaissance was a bridge. It connected the old world to the new world. It was a time of hope. It was a time of progress. It was a time when people looked up. They looked up to the stars. They looked up to new possibilities. It taught us to question. It taught us to explore. It taught us to create. It was a truly remarkable period. It shaped the world we live in. It showed that ideas can change everything. It was a time when human spirit shone brightly. The lessons from the Renaissance are still important. They remind us to keep learning. They remind us to keep creating. They remind us to keep exploring. This period reminds us of the strength of human thought. It reminds us of the beauty that humans can make. The Renaissance was a truly golden age for humanity. Its spirit lives on in our world today.
That was an interesting story.
Yes, the Renaissance sounds amazing.
It was a time of new ideas.
Florence was an important city.
The Medici family helped artists.
Leonardo da Vinci was a genius.
He painted the Mona Lisa.
Michelangelo sculpted David.
Art changed a lot then.
Yes, perspective made paintings real.
The printing press was a big invention.
Books could spread fast.
More people could read.
New ideas traveled quickly.
Science also grew during that time.
Yes, like Copernicus and his ideas.
The Renaissance changed Europe.
It led to many new things.
It was a very important period.
I learned a lot today.
Me too. Great work today, Levelcasters. Keep practicing and see you next time on Levelcast.